The US and China are locked in a trade war. It's tense. This conflict has been brewing for years, with both nations vying for economic supremacy. The stakes are high and the consequences could be far-reaching, affecting not just the two countries involved, but the global economy as a whole. Both sides have slapped tariffs on each other's goods. These tariffs are essentially taxes on imports, making foreign products more expensive and less attractive to consumers. The goal is to protect domestic industries from foreign competition, but the reality is often more complicated. The US wants to protect its industries. American manufacturing has been in decline for decades, and many see the trade war as a way to revive it. By making Chinese goods more expensive, the hope is that American consumers will buy more domestically produced products, boosting local businesses and creating jobs. China wants to protect its own. China's rapid economic growth has been fueled by its manufacturing sector, which relies heavily on exports. Tariffs threaten this model by making Chinese goods less competitive in the US market, which is one of China's largest trading partners. The latest move? The US put a 10% tariff on all Chinese goods. This is a significant escalation, affecting a wide range of products from electronics to clothing. The impact is felt by businesses and consumers alike as prices rise and supply chains are disrupted. This was in February 2025. The timing is crucial as it comes amid other geopolitical tensions and economic uncertainties. Both countries are navigating complex domestic and international landscapes, making the trade war just one piece of a larger puzzle. The reason? The US blames China for the fentanyl crisis. Fentanyl, a powerful synthetic opioid, has been linked to a surge in overdose deaths in the US. American officials accuse China of not doing enough to stop the flow of the drug into the country, adding another layer of tension to the trade dispute. China isn't happy. They're planning to hit back. China has a range of options, from imposing its own tariffs to restricting exports of critical materials. The Chinese government is also exploring ways to reduce its dependence on the US market, seeking new trading partners and investing in domestic innovation. They're also taking the US to the World Trade Organization. It's messy. The WTO is supposed to be the arbiter of international trade disputes, but its ability to resolve such high-stakes conflicts is limited. Both countries have a history of flouting WTO rulings when it suits them, adding another layer of complexity to the situation. This trade war is a symptom of a bigger problem. At its core, the conflict is about more than just tariffs and trade balances. It's about two superpowers vying for global influence and technological dominance. The US and China are locked in a struggle that could shape the future of the global order. The US and China don't trust each other. This lack of trust permeates every aspect of their relationship, from trade to technology to military affairs. Each side sees the other as a threat to its national security and way of life, making cooperation difficult and conflict more likely. They see each other as rivals. This rivalry is not just economic, but also ideological. The US champions a liberal democratic order, while China promotes a model of authoritarian capitalism. These competing visions for the future add another layer of complexity to the trade war. This makes it hard to find common ground. Diplomatic efforts to resolve the trade war have so far yielded little progress. Both sides are entrenched in their positions, unwilling to make concessions that could be seen as a sign of weakness. The trade war hurts both sides. Businesses face higher costs and supply chain disruptions, while consumers deal with rising prices. The economic pain is felt on both sides of the Pacific, adding to the urgency of finding a resolution. Prices go up for consumers. Businesses struggle to adapt. The uncertainty created by the trade war makes it difficult for companies to plan for the future, leading to reduced investment and slower economic growth, but neither side wants to back down. The stakes are too high, and the political costs of appearing weak are too great. As the trade war drags on, the hope for a quick resolution fades, leaving both countries to grapple with the long-term consequences of their actions. China's economy is slowing down. This isn't a surprise. Their property market is in trouble. They have a lot of debt. This slowdown affects how China deals with the US. Right now, China's priority is fixing its own economy. They need stability. But this doesn't mean China is out of the game. They're still opening up to foreign investment. They're looking for new trade partners. China is playing the long game. China has a plan. They want to rely less on the US. This means less trade with America. It also means less reliance on American technology. China is investing heavily in its own tech sector. They're also looking for other places to do business. Countries in Europe are eager to work with China. The US is worried about China's rise. They see China as a threat, but Professor Keyu Jin says the US is wrong. China isn't trying to take over the world. Their focus is on their own people. They want to improve the lives of their citizens. This means growing their economy. It also means providing better education and healthcare. Section 5. Tech Titans Clash. The US and China are in a tech race. Both countries are pouring money into research and development. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is a big area of competition. So are green technologies. The US is worried about China stealing their tech secrets. They've put sanctions on Chinese companies like Huawei, but these sanctions might backfire. They could make China even more determined to develop its own technology. Section 6. The sleeping giant awakens. Despite its problems, China has huge economic potential. Over the past few decades, China has transformed itself from a largely agrarian society into a global economic powerhouse. The rapid industrialization and urbanization have led to the creation of modern cities that rival those in the West. Shanghai, for instance, has become a symbol of China's economic rise, with its towering skyscrapers and bustling financial district. They have a massive population. With over 1.4 billion people, China is the most populous country in the world. This vast population provides a huge labor force that has been instrumental in driving the country's economic growth. The crowded streets of Beijing and the busy markets are a testament to the sheer scale of human activity in the country. Many people are still living in poverty. Despite the impressive economic growth, there are still significant disparities in wealth and living standards. In rural areas and impoverished neighborhoods, many people struggle to make ends meet. The government has been working to address these issues, but there is still a long way to go. As China lifts them out of poverty, it creates a new consumer class. The government's efforts to improve living standards have led to millions of people moving into new apartments and gaining access to better education. This new consumer class is eager to spend on goods and services, driving further economic growth. This means more people buying goods and services. The rise of the middle class has led to a boom in consumer spending. Shopping malls are packed with people buying everything from electronics to luxury goods. This surge in domestic consumption is a key driver of China's economic growth. This is good news for the Chinese economy. The increased consumer spending boosts businesses and creates jobs, leading to a virtuous cycle of economic growth. The stock market reflects this optimism, with investors eager to capitalize on the opportunities presented by a growing economy. It's also good news for the rest of the world. As China's economy grows, it becomes a more important player in the global market. International trade flourishes, with Chinese and foreign businesses forming partnerships and expanding their reach. This interconnectedness benefits economies around the world. A richer China can buy more from other countries. The growing wealth of Chinese consumers means they have more disposable income to spend on international brands and products. This increased demand for foreign goods boosts exports from other countries, creating a win-win situation for the global economy. Section 7. The price of progress. China faces big challenges. Their population is aging. They have a low birth rate. Housing and education are very expensive. This makes it hard for young people to start families. China needs to make some changes. They need to invest in social services. They need to make housing more affordable. If they don't, they risk a demographic crisis. Section 8. Building bridges beyond America. China is making friends around the world. They're investing heavily in Africa and Latin America. They're also strengthening ties with Europe. This is partly because of the US. The US has become less reliable as a partner. This has pushed other countries towards China. Section 9. Seeking common ground. The US and China need to find a way to get along. As the two largest economies in the world, their relationship has a significant impact on global stability and prosperity. The stakes are high and the world is watching closely. They are the world's two most powerful countries. Their influence extends far beyond their borders, affecting international trade, security, and even cultural exchanges. The decisions made in Washington and Beijing ripple across the globe. What they do affects everyone, from the bustling streets of New York to the vibrant markets of Shanghai. The actions of these two nations shape the lives of billions. Their cooperation or conflict can mean the difference between global harmony and discord. Professor Keyu Jin believes there is hope. She argues that despite the differences, there are numerous areas where the US and China can find common ground. Her optimism is based on the potential for mutual benefit and shared interests. She says China is open to negotiation. The Chinese leadership recognizes the importance of dialogue and is willing to engage in constructive discussions. This openness is a crucial step towards building a more cooperative relationship. They understand the need for cooperation. Chinese officials are aware that working together with the US can lead to significant advancements in technology, trade, and environmental protection. They are ready to collaborate on these critical issues. The US needs to meet them halfway. For a successful partnership, both sides must be willing to compromise and find solutions that benefit both nations. This requires a shift in perspective and a commitment to mutual respect. They need to stop seeing China as an enemy. Viewing China through a lens of suspicion and rivalry only exacerbates tensions. Instead, recognizing the potential for collaboration can pave the way for a more peaceful and prosperous future. They need to start seeing them as a partner. By focusing on shared goals and common challenges, the US and China can build a relationship based on trust and cooperation. This partnership can lead to breakthroughs in various fields, from healthcare to renewable energy. The future of the world may depend on it. The collaboration between the US and China has the potential to address some of the most pressing global issues, such as climate change, economic inequality, and international security. By working together, they can create a better world for future generations.